I did it. We're breaking records.
Somebody needs to tell Greg that just because people are clapping, that's not a sign to take your shirt off.
More people stood up as soon as I took my shirt off, Nick. So I think that's all that really, really matters when it comes down to it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny panel for SGC 2015. How you doing? Real quick, what I want to know is who's been to a panel before? If you raise your hand, you've been to shitty panels. Panels are awesome because it's our chance to interact with you. We love that. You love us, hopefully. If you're here to boo us, that's great too. So when we talk to you, when we ask questions, if you like this, you hate this, I need you to cheer or boo. You need to react. So if we said, Kind of Funny just signed a huge contract and got $1 million, you'd do. Whoa. Why would you boo that? Why? And if we said we're closing down Kind of Funny tomorrow, you'd. All right, there you go. No more hand raising. That's always bad. Your questions, there's a mic there. No problem. I always give out Oreos to people who ask me for a cup of coffee. It was a weird interaction we had out there. All right, so now we can start this proper. What's up, everybody? Welcome to SGC 2015, the Kind of Funny panel. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
The producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
What is that?
Hold on. Save it real quick, because there's many people I want to call out and talk to out in there. And then, over here, the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Hello. I left the house, Greg. I left the house. Here I am.
You've left the house. Now, I have bad news. As many of you know, Colin doesn't go to events rarely. He has social anxiety. He graces us when he can with his presence. Which we're
once or twice a year. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while.
That's
we have bad news. This is not only Colin's last live appearance, it's his last Kind of Funny podcast.
I don't know whether I think you should clap. Yeah, so there's a VIP lounge upstairs, and there's a Super Mario World station set up on a Super Nintendo, so naturally I start playing it. And there's a water bottle sitting right next to the Super Nintendo. And I notice it, and then about 5 minutes later, I finish, whatever the fuck it was I was doing. And I start drinking from that water bottle, and then I take it with me. And then I do my usual OCD pat down that people know. If you
Show them the pat down.
Show them the pat down.
So I often do this, and if you know me, you'll know.
Hold on, I'm coming over.
Okay. Oh, you don't need to do that. I just always do this. And you'll notice that I do it like when I walk around a lot, so you might see it, at some point today. And then I realize, oh shit, I have a water bottle in my pocket.
You've been drinking from a random
I've been drinking someone else's water bottle. Now, who the fuck knows what I've contracted?
Now, my favorite part was backstage when you realized this and began to lament it. You started to say you could feel it in your chest.
Yep.
And then you immediately went to Wikipedia to find out what you could contract.
Yep.
So what have you learned?
Herpes, mono.
Yeah, probably mono.
All sorts of things. Now, it's just funny because, I played hockey for many years and we shared water bottles. I wasn't worried about that. I made out with God knows how many girls when I was in college.
5.
Didn't worry about that.
God knows.
Now I'm 30 years old and a hypochondriac, and I never leave the house, and this is what happens when I leave the house.
Well, see, that's the thing. You've let your immune system get relaxed. You're not testing it anymore.
It's not like Ryan Clement's bad, but it's because Ryan Clement's washed his hands so much that he got sick every week. So it's not quite that bad, but so anyway, it was good to know all you. Thank you for your support while we're still on this moral coil.
You said at the end, we could divide up your possessions as we saw fit, but we needed to make sure we helped your parents pay off your student loan debt.
Yeah, they co-signed for my loans when I went to Northeastern, so.
So I thought the ultimate insult is that when Colin is finally dead, we'll start a Kickstarter to pay off the student loans, just so he can roll over in his grave one more time.
Wait, are you telling me that legitimately when Colin dies, we get stuck with his bad debt?
No, we just got to help his folks.
That's bad. That's dead.
We're also stuck with all of his books and stuff.
I don't know. Those are going straight to the burner.
I'm running a net positive significantly. I think you guys are gonna be just fine. You're gonna be happy with what you find when I'm dead. All I'm saying is that you have to pay those loans off.
Is there anything you need us to burn or incinerate after you die? Like, for instance, just take whatever computer or electronic device I have and throw it off a fucking bridge or a cliff, because I don't want my wife seeing anything that's been on that thing.
Yeah. Digital cameras, laptops.
Everything just goes.
Everything must go.
Like a fire sale?
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you.
So now, Nick,
Yes.
you asked at the beginning of the panel who these people were. And so far, they're the best cosplay I've seen at SGC.
Is it a testicle?
So I'd like to invite them. I'd like to invite them up on stage over here in the little empty area to show off their costumes. A round of applause, everybody. The Marsh family, everyone.
This is so good. So good. I want to bounce on that ball so bad.
Well, we got the autograph signing session after this. So you can bounce on whatever you want.
So as you know, gentlemen, we do a bunch of stupid stuff on the internet. So what I want to know is, by a round of applause, who doesn't know us? So you just came to this panel to walk into it. Oh, you dragged people here. And you're going to have the best cosplay, aren't you? I know what he's doing at the cosplay competition, and I'm very excited to see it.
Do you know what that jersey is?
Canadians? The Maple Leafs?
It looks like it's a Canadian fighter jet.
It's the Jets. We had this
Oh, the
conversation.
Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg Jets.
Very good, Greg.
Best hockey team in the world. Colin, does that hockey team exist anymore?
Yeah, they exist.
Colin, you just laughed maniacally. You went, surely you jest.
No, they're a real team, Greg.
So for the people who don't know us, who just clapped, thank you again for coming. Thanks. I hope we can turn you into a fans or make you question whoever drug you to this panel. We usually start with a topic and then derail into whatever. So the topic was how to get paid playing video games with your friends. Because that's what we do now. We all hang out in a spare bedroom. We do a bunch of dumb YouTube shows, and we get paid for it. We do a dumb Twitch show, too. Please watch that every day. Colin Greg Live. Tim.
Yeah.
Before we derail off into insanity,
Yes.
what is your tip for anyone here who wants to do what we do?
Consistency.
Consistency.
Just do it and consistency. I feel like if you ever ask people advice on how to do this stuff, that's all they're ever going to say. And it gets annoying, but at least I'm consistently annoying.
That's one way to look at it, I guess. Yeah.
It
How
is.
many people want to do what we do? Don't raise your hands! There you go.
I love the woos.
How
woo,
many-
woo might be my favorite sound.
Well, it's because every time you...
Yeah!
Woo! Now I need somebody to come up here and chop me. That's how you end the SGC, of course.
Got it, yes.
If somebody says SGC, you have to say woo after.
Yes.
Woo! You know, see? All right, so for the people who clap that they want to do what we do, how many people are already doing it?
There you go.
See, that's the problem. If you clap the first time and say you want to do it, you have to be clapping the second time and be doing it. That's the big thing, right, Nick?
That's step one, is doing it.
Yeah, you
Step
got to
two,
get out there.
consistency.
Right, you just got to get out there and nose the grindstone. Correct, Nick?
Correct. Correct.
Do you have any other tips, Nick?
Yeah,
that
I
we've
mean,
learned?
you know, the idea of what you want to do in life, the bigger the goal, the harder it is to kind of comprehend, but break it down into its basic components and find something that's easy and simple to do every week and something you're passionate about, and then go do it. That's the easiest thing. You'll be surprised that you'll look back 2 or 3 years later, like right now, and you're staring out at a bunch of awesome people who are staring right back into you, and the pressure will be almost too much to bear.
No, Nick, don't crack, Nick. You can make it.
We're going to lose Colin and Nick. It's just going to be me and
What,
you.
oh, God. And then it'd be you, me, and Kevin.
Oh, God.
Portillo can't come. He can't travel. Portillo can travel less than Colin can travel.
That's a good point.
What do you
If they're dead, at least Kevin will be distracted.
For the new people here, we have a coworker named Kevin Coella. Great dude, loves fucking dead bodies. He's not watching right now, right?
I'm sure he's
As
watching.
long as he knows. Colin, what have you learned? What is your advice?
Nothing. I have no advice. I think that what makes us work is that we fill in the gaps that we as individuals aren't able to do. So I think that why Kind of Funny is working well so far, you know, who the hell knows when it's going to, you know, crash and burn at some point, is
Imminently.
Imminently. It's, for instance, like I don't often go to shows. I don't like, you know, going out and hanging out because I'm weird. So you like doing that, right? And so you and I have been together for eight years now. I mean, we just celebrated our 8th anniversary.
We did. You guys.
And I think it works because we always had like yin and yang when we were at IGN, when we did Podcast Beyond. It was just yin and yang, like constantly. I think that's the reason it works. So I think there are people out there like, you know, Jim fucking Sterling's son and some other people that do their thing by themselves and are good at it. But I think generally you might want to find some like-minded people that also have a diverse array of skills. I think that, you know, Greg is our host. He's boisterous and loud. You need that. You know,
He likes getting naked a
I like how
lot.
they significantly lowered your volume on your microphone when you came out. I don't know if you noticed
Yeah.
that.
I always feel bad for the sound guys who meet us for the first time.
Sure.
They're like, oh, this is gonna be one of those guys. All right.
Remember the guy in San Diego that literally came out and took your mic from you and gave you a different mic?
Yeah.
He was like, I'm sorry, this one just doesn't, no, it's not going to work.
I'm burning through the atmosphere. It's up to the scientists to deal with me. Wear your sunglasses. I'm a comet.
What the hell goes through your head, Greg? Like, what was that train of thought there?
Sugar.
What burns
That's what
Sugar.
goes through his
It's a
head.
lot of sugar. Okay.
Processed sugar.
But I think that, you know, I don't know. I think that, like, you know, Nick doesn't know games well, but knows the technical aspects do very well. It's very important. He knows how to edit, he knows how to shoot, he knows how to light. Those things are very important. Tim understands YouTube and understands strategy and how things work on the internet, which, as you know, an old man like myself, I don't really get anything. And then I think I just understand maybe game is the best out of all of us, and the gaming industry the best out of all of us. And so I think that when you put all of that together, it just works. And so, you know, find people that, you know, have
what's
skills.
interesting about it, right, is even if, how many people here are solo creators? Lewis, I told you to clap. Why are you raising your hand?
Lewis, come on. You got to lead by
Yeah,
example.
Lewis is a solo creator, right? That's the whole thing of like, if you're gonna do it on your own, if you are like bringing in your friends or stuff, you can still speak to what you're really good at, right? What it would be weird is if Nick was gonna break off on his own, and don't you fucking do this. Break off on
the
his own.
second I can. I am ditching you, motherfuckers.
And start a movies YouTube channel. You would do that, but you wouldn't branch out into games. You would focus on what you're passionate about.
Of course, because at the end of the day, like it's different if you're doing one video, but if you're going to do a video every week for the rest of your life, you really got to care about that. And it has to be something that you want to actually grow with. But to your point, Greg, it is a lot easier to have people with you, because at one point in the last 7 months, all of us have had that moment where it's like, I'm broken. I can't do this anymore. And then the other three of us kind of stood, you know, coddled them a little bit. It was usually me. I'm usually the one that breaks fast.
when Nick Scarpino threw a poster tube and almost embedded it into the wall.
That's what happens.
Like a javelin.
But no, it's nice to have someone have your back, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, you have your friends, but it's different when you're actually creating content and you guys are dedicated to each other, and you can help motivate each other as the weeks go on.
Yeah. We don't got friends, Nick.
Oh, we have family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Has anyone seen The Fast and the Furious? Those are rhetorical
We're in a
questions.
good room.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I didn't know Fast and the Furious was released in Texas. I thought that was like a local indie movie.
Yeah, it was a small little.
Yeah.
When you said to the receptionist or whatever when we were checking in yesterday, asked her if she had Twitter, and then it was like, I didn't know you guys had Twitter in Texas.
Shout out to Rachel, by the way.
Did everyone else get checked into this hotel by Rachel? Thank you for
I like how some people are like,
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, it's Rooster Teeth. Thank you for remembering to clap your hands. They like Rachel. They're big Rachel fans. So now, Tim.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done our part. We've lived up to the title. We can
we
deviate
did.
now. I've never seen Tim Gettys as mystified, as excited as today, right before this panel, when we went over to the coffee shop to get nice coffee. Because it has the Starbucks sign outside. So you're an expert at Starbucks.
I am quite the
You
Starbucks
and Nick
expert.
You live on it.
Frequent
you survive on it every day.
visitors, yeah.
So we went there, and it wasn't a real Starbucks. It's a little counter. And she's like, oh, blah, blah. And I knew we were in uncharted waters when I said 2 iced coffees, unsweetened. And she said, good, because all we have is coffee and ice. And I was like, well, this doesn't strike me as a real Starbucks. And then what does she do?
She proceeds to go in the back room, take our 2 cups. This is the cup. Gets a whole bunch of shaven ice, filled to the top, like the whole thing. So it was this just looked like a thing of snow. And then me and Greg are looking at each other like, oh God, does she know what iced coffee is? Like,
has iced coffee made its way to Texas?
Yeah, like I don't even know.
I think iced everything has made its way to Texas. You know how fucking hot it is outside?
Yeah, good Lord.
It's like 115 degrees in the sun.
We had this moment where we're like, uh-oh. Like, we're just going to deal with this. I'm going to be just polite gentleman and, you know, not question her iced coffee abilities. Then she, like, puts it against the thing, and all of a sudden the ice just kind of, like, just disappears and melts away. I'm like, oh, my God. They have crazy-ass Texas technology. But so then, there's an update to the story.
Update, everybody.
First off, this is the most useless story to tell in front of a room of
Are you enjoying
of all
it?
time.
If you actually came to this panel to learn anything, why is the young man in the back raising his hand? Stand up, Link. I see you back there. Yeah, why are you raising your hand? Boo! Everyone boo the little boy! Boo!
Greg, you gotta stop that. You just gotta.
I love the power.
There's some weird part of you
that. Did I crowd surf today?
No. No.
Yeah, you got 2 of you already.
I'll carry you.
What's the update to the ice coffee?
The update to the story is then we get back here, we do this whole rigmarole. We almost knocked over 3 pizzas on the way in, which would have been a tragic event.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It was like a Bugs Bunny cartoon where it's like shit just keeps happening. We're like, people were escorting us to the back, and a door opens and a guy comes out with a pizza, and we're like, oh shit! Like we almost hit it, and like we turn around,
another
and
guy's
there's
like,
another pizza, and it's like,
cream
oh my
pies.
God! Yeah, it's just there was pizza everywhere. So then we make it back, and by the time I get back, I look down, I'm like, there is no ice. All it is just coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she tricked me. I ordered an iced coffee. I thought I was getting an iced coffee. I was worried about my iced coffee, and at the end of the day, Greg, I just had a coffee.
But it was cold coffee.
I had a cold coffee.
But it was ice. It was watered down. That's the end result of iced coffee.
Yeah, but that's not the, I guess that's Texas iced coffee.
That's how you guys do it here.
Yeah, so thank you guys for listening to that.
That's not true. Because I went to a Starbucks this morning, and it was a perfectly iced coffee. Not only that,
real Starbucks.
But they printed out the little label on the side of it, so they knew exactly what to get me. Had my name, the asterisk, Nick, asterisk.
Did it have an underscore?
It did not have an God damn it, Tim. Every time. So they know how to make an iced coffee here. It's just in this hotel. They need a little schooling. Maybe I'll go talk to them after this.
Go talk to Rachel. Let's get Rachel to fix that.
Why don't you tweet at Rachel right now and tell her to fix the iced coffee in the lobby, because it's broke.
Yeah, you got some broke-ass iced coffee.
Some broke-ass iced coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are 4 of your best friends. We love going to these shows because we get to talk to you. Of course, we're doing autograph signing after this. We're doing a Buffalo Wild Wings meet and greet tomorrow at 5 o'clock. But right now, if people want to line up and talk to us, bring their questions, comments, concerns to the floor, please do. No pushing, no shoving. If the little boy comes to the microphone, we boo him till we all get hoarse.
No. Greg, it's just...
Now, see, I was waiting.
I
was waiting for you to try out the other chairs, but I thought for sure you were going to the big comfy one.
Just go over there.
How much slack do we have on Colin's mic? Can we run a big microphone over there? Nick, the producer's on it. Producer/seducer.
We don't have enough.
Bring the big chair over here then. Tip over the table and put the chair in its place.
No, it's totally
Bring the throne
I'll do it for you.
These microphone stands are weird too in Texas.
Yeah, I'm kind of putting this one down, so everyone behind me just put it up because he's not as short as I am. All right. So I guess my first question is, y'all did leave IGN, and congrats on that.
Thank you.
And I guess my question is, has there been like a lifestyle adjustment? Like, how has it been? It's not like you're leaving the military, but like, how has it been getting out of IGN and phasing into your own thing, being able to say what you want, your own opinions? Has there been a difference to that, or is it just kind of feel the same?
No, there's been a huge difference, right? Like, I mean, aside from the fact that
you still love the PS Vita.
Colin and I never have to leave our house because everyone comes and works from the spare bedroom.
Yeah, that's been very good for me.
Like, sometimes I literally walk in and I'm like, Colin, I'm sorry to do this. I know you don't want it, but I have to open a blind. I have to let the sun hit your skin because you are turning into a vampire. And it just goes...
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's different. I wouldn't necessarily say better, but I love it, and I loved IGN too, and that's the thing, is it's just like, it's a different lifestyle in the sense that I don't need to wake up every day and do a job. It's just, I'm constantly doing the job. I think that's the biggest difference, is it's like, I'm never off. Right. There's never a day off or a vacation or any of that stuff, but at the same time, every day is a vacation and a day off and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a weird double-edged sword, right? Of the fact that it's all us and we all want it to be great, but it's way more work than I think I was expecting, right? Like when we were getting ready to leave in like November, December, I was like, it's gonna be great. We'll do Colin and Greg live every day, then we'll go and we'll stream at 2 o'clock on Twitch, and then I'll take naps in between, and it'll be totally awesome. And like the first day, the emails just come in, and you know, you have all these unread emails, and I used to be really good at answering emails, and now I suck at it. And then on top of that, it was like, oh yeah, we're leaving to do this, and the Twitch in the afternoon would be great, but we have to produce a podcast and then another podcast and all this other content and Let's Plays every day. And that's where it all started to be like, oh, this is going to be forever, always. Like, you're always on. Like, yeah, like I walked the floor and then I went upstairs and just went back to work, you know what I mean? And like, I answered emails last night at like 2:30 in the morning drunk, but that's the thing. It's like,
great,
Greg.
Thanks for that.
My second question is there a better way to answer emails?
Is there a what?
Is there a better way to answer emails than 2:30 in the morning and drunk?
No, there's no better way.
Exactly.
Yes, actually, every other way is better than
You
that.
fly right through them. You don't care.
That's actually the worst way to answer emails.
That's the only way to answer an email.
I mean, we'll agree to disagree on this one. Your hair is amazing. Sit down.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your
What's
name?
up?
Mason, yeah.
Mason, what's up?
Hello, Mason.
We saw him in the lobby today.
Everyone
Thanks for coming
welcome
over and
you.
saying hi.
We did.
This is how we're going to do it.
Everyone.
Everybody's going to say hello to each other from now
I
on.
was actually going to ask you the exact same question that guy asked you.
I think 2:30 drunk emails are fine.
No.
Okay. But I was wanting to know, and this isn't, the answer to this question isn't what's your favorite video game of all time, but I want to know what video game just changed y'all's lives to make y'all want to pursue this type of career.
Wow.
It's a good question.
I'm going to go with Pokemon because I think that
Diamond and Pearls or Blue and Yellow?
I hate you so much.
Or number 7. You like Pokemon 7 the best, right?
Pokemon 7 Tactics.
And you're a huge Final Fantasy Pokemon Tactic
God
fan.
damn it, Nick.
You're
No,
beautiful.
so I think Pokemon because that's the game that really made it a social thing for me, and that took over my life and all of my friends' lives. And like going to school, everyone was talking about it. Recess, you're talking about it. After school, you're link cabling up and like getting nasty and doing all that stuff, trading cards.
Did you use
What are you doing with the cable?
You never know. You trade that Kadabra away, you never know what's going to happen. Then it comes back as an Alakazam, and you're like, what? But yeah, no protection, Greg. Never protection.
That literally meant nothing to me. I have no idea what you just said. I just heard a cable and nasty, and I was like, well, we did go to 50 Shades of Grey that one time. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
No, that was it for him.
Oh, Greg, what about you?
I mean,
MGS.
see, yeah, Metal Gear Solid for sure showed me where, I mean, if I'm going to go, for sure you've probably heard me talk about it or see me that time I gave Kojima the painting, right? And I was like, Metal Gear Solid changed my life and showed me what games could become. But going further back, you're asking like what, put me on this path, right, to this point. And so it has to be Death and Return of Superman on SNES Genesis, right? Because that was what led me to buy that GamePro magazine with Maximum Carnage in it and read it cover to cover every night for a month, and then finally have it dawn on me that, wait, an adult got paid to write all of this. Right. That's a career, that's a path. And that led me, that night, once I figured it out, walking into the kitchen and being like, Mom, I know what I want to do with my life. And she's like, what? And I'm like, write about video games. And so it's literally because of that magazine and that game and that passion that pushed me that way to go there that eventually ends with me, 2:30, drunk as shit, answering emails.
Can't even imagine the damage you just did last night to our business and to our souls. For me, it was less about video games, obviously, because I found the job at IGN to be a little... it wasn't about being immersed in the video game world. It was about being immersed in production. And for me, it was one of the best places I could go and be around a bunch of people that really wanted to figure it out. When I say figure it out, I mean, you have to understand, I started in 2005 before YouTube was a thing. And when YouTube came about, all of us laughed and we were like, that's going to get shut down so fast. Guy, we were wrong. But for me, I thought I've always just wanted to be in bigger and bigger productions, and that, and to answer your question originally as well, part of the fun about this is that we always feel like we're building something, and we're always getting better and bigger at it. And it's awesome to work at a place like IGN because you get to really cut your teeth. And so when I got the opportunity, I of course jumped at it, and it was the best decision of my life.
Okay.
Colin, Mega Man.
Mega Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Mega Man 3, right?
Yeah, it's Mega Man. But I would say more than just think about it, it's Nintendo. It's just the NES and the SNES and the many games on there.
You guys going to the bathroom? You guys taking off?
Bye. It was good
I'll
to
see you
see
later.
you. Thank you for your time.
Don't boo that. This is a freak. We're in Texas. This is the most freak place on the planet. They're allowed to do whatever they want. Just don't go outside, for Christ's sake. It's too hot. You'll die. All right, good. Have fun, guys. Clean the Pisha League. Keep it clean.
Keep your Pisha League clean.
I keep my Pisha League very clean. You'll attest. You're rooming with me as my second shower today. By the way, don't use that bar of soap. Because I noticed that you use the washcloth. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of the washcloth.
Really?
So out of respect for you, I soap up my hands, and then I have to just quickly do the rest of my body. But maybe I should start using the washcloth. What do you think?
I don't know. You can do ungodly things with the washcloth. It's fun. You get it right wherever you need it.
All right. You know, when I shower tomorrow, do you mind coming in and kind of
absolutely
show me?
I sent you a good picture last night that you didn't even respond to.
I saw it this morning, and it got me through my workout. Because I looked at that and I was like, I want my thighs to look like that.
I was thinking that one day, we can't show 99% of it, but one day the thread that's been going on between the four of us for 3 years on iPhone, we should share some of that with the world at some point. It's fucking heinous.
It's a really bad idea.
We really push the lines of like what's acceptable to show even your friends. It's like they should.
I sure
see
did
that much
last
of my
night.
body.
The problem is this, is that we've been around each other for so long over the last 3 years that you guys are pretty much my closest friends at this point. But with that comes a level of depravity and perversion that I don't think the rest of the world's, I don't even think my wife's ready for this, to see what the crazy shit we say behind closed doors. Remember the car rides home from IGN when we'd go to the podcast and it would just quickly de-evolve to just talking about people as they walked past us on the streets? It was terrible. Anyway, sorry, Mega Man, go for it.
Mega Man.
So Mega Man.
I have nothing else to say about Mega Man. Thank you for your question.
Thanks, Mason.
Thank you, guys.
Be well. I like how you just carrying a beer around too. I respect that.
It's Texas.
Everyone, this is Lewis. Welcome him. You might recall him from the GameOverGreggy show. He's been on the show before.
Yes, I have. Welcome to my neck of the woods.
Thank you. It's way too hot here.
It's heinous how hot it is here.
I don't really have too much questions because I got to talk to you guys enough to the point where I don't have a lot to address with you guys, but I do have one concern. When is the second half of the Daredevil review coming up?
You want to do it right now, Greg?
Huh?
Let's do it right now.
Oh, sure, okay.
What'd you think?
It was all right.
All right.
There you go. Part 2. We'll do a breakout.
That's a perfect review for the rest of that season.
It was
by the
one
way.
of those things where just like everything else we do, we were just too busy, right? Or like, we have like these small windows to film things that aren't our normal schedule of content, and so we missed that window and then went somewhere, and then when we came back, nobody was talking about Daredevil anymore. So it didn't even make sense to do. And like I keep every time, I'll do it right now. Everyone says this to me eventually, and I'm like, I just got to change the headline on part 1 to just be the Daredevil.
No,
review.
because
so no one ever
the
thinks
problem is
there's
if you watch it, we were like 100% like, we are going to do a second part of this. We'll get right back to you guys.
Every time we say that in any video, we immediately fuck it up. Remember we
Game
did
of
the
Thrones?
Game of Thrones? We did the Batman, Superman trailer reactions, and you're like, oh, we'll do a Suicide Squad reaction too.
Never did it.
No, we didn't.
We
People
kinda
were
do. There's
asking a lot
GameOverGreggy.
about Suicide Squad, but I kept telling them.
Did you guys see the
no.
Suicide Squad trailer?
Who liked the Suicide Squad trailer?
I mean, you're in the front row.
Who did not like the Suicide Squad trailer?
What did? Well, I'm not going to ask you that question, but it's funny because Tim had this theory. He was like, it's not even a theory; it's pretty much fact at this point. He's like, when you see something that's quote unquote leaked shaky cam, you get way more excited for it, right? And I'm like, Tim, that's so bullshit. I want to be immersed. I want to see the HD like trailer, and I want to see the cinematography and feel the power of the sound design. Then I watched it. I was like, nah, Tim was right. That it was so much more. It's better to see it like on this tiny little thumb shaky cam.
It's not that it's better. It just creates more conversation
buzz.
and people care more.
Captain Boomerang ain't doing it for you.
I love Captain Boomerang. Don't talk shit about Captain
You're
Boomerang.
gonna love Captain Boomerang. You're gonna fall in love with Captain
It's funny though. We've been here. Not that I care about Marvel at all, but I saw the Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
And he looks like
Are they
Ivan
fucking
Ooze.
kidding me with that?
Did you guys see how much he looks like Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie? It's ridiculous.
It looks really bad. I gotta be like, I saw that. I was like, wow.
But
because he's such a like, I remember watching the cartoon and stuff when I was a kid or whatever, and that was a great look, like the gray face and everything. It was very distinct, and I don't know how they got to that, but whatever.
Well, here's what I want to know. How many people? Let me finish the question before you say yay or nay. Watch.
yeah,
It's
that's for making people
It's
raise
literally
their
like
hands all
having it's two
Comic-Con.
adults. It's like my 3 dads with this guy over here. It's like having a 6-year-old just run around that's way taller than you, and you can't do anything because he's so powerful. His arms just have so much strength. How many people watched the Batman vs. Superman trailer and it changed their opinion on whether or not they were going to like that movie? Because I was like, I had my druthers about Ben Affleck, but after watching that trailer, I'm like, I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm a believer.
I'm jumping into the deep end on this and calling it right now. Best movie ever made.
Best movie ever made.
Ever made.
I like it. I like where your head's at, kid.
All right. Kid.
There you go. That's where Daredevil Part 2 is.
Okay. Can I just plug my Twitter handle real quick? That's it.
What?
Can I plug my Twitter handle?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Everyone
bye.
knows you, Lewis.
Okay.
You're plugging out. Everybody go watch the Game Over Greggy show featuring Lewis. His Twitter handle's all over there.
You
Yeah, there you
cannot.
go.
I love that.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a very curt answer, Greg. Well done.
Greg's kind of brutal.
You're like, no, you cannot.
You gotta be. I gotta be. I'm driving the ship here.
Okay.
I gotta be clear, concise, to the point.
I didn't know that's what a driver ship
Ramble
needed to
and
be.
podcast about Twitter handles.
Bye.
At Game Over Greggy.
You taking off?
She's coming back. She left the
You gonna
bag.
come back? What are you doing?
No, maybe she's not. She's taking a
You
bag.
had a cell phone
Did you
call?
steal someone's bag, miss?
He called.
Sir, what's your name?
Flavio?
Fabio.
Flavio, yeah.
Okay.
And
Fabio?
Hello, Fabio.
my question is, like, as gamers, what's a piece of news that's like disappointed you, like the most? Like for me, I love the Vita. I don't care what anyone says, but I think it's a really good system. No, I really do. And like when I heard that Sony wasn't really gonna support it anymore, or they pretty much said they're not gonna support it with first-party games, that really disappointed me. So, like,
AAA first party game.
yeah.
You're still gonna get stuff.
Yeah, a lot of games still come
Better
out.
get Freedom Wars 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that. Honestly, I think that the news that disappointed me the most was when Microsoft reversed course on everything it was doing with Xbox One, because I really think at that point we were going to see two very different consoles, and now we have two very similar consoles. And I just wanted to see like what that vision would have looked like had they went down that road, as opposed to kind of abandoning it. I think it was a smart business move, but I was still disappointed to see that they changed almost everything that they said it was going to be, because I wanted to see what the long-term vision of that particular thing was. You know, game sharing with your friends, even with digital games, for instance, that kind of thing. But it was just so badly handled by Don Matrick and those guys that they had to do it. But I really did want to see what two vastly different consoles would have looked like. 'Cause
Yeah,
that would
they
have
committed-
really been the first time we had seen something, you know, with a just a totally different vision.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree 100% with that one.
For me, it's the Wii U announcement. Like when they first came out and announced what that system was, and everyone was confused on whether it was a console or not a console, and all of that. It's like it was one of the saddest moments of my video game life, where I realized that console wasn't going to be the HD system that I wanted it to be. It's going to have all these next-gen Nintendo experiences and all that. Like coming from the Wii, I was like, they're going to fix it. They're going to bring us back. They're going to get it. And then that happened. I'm like, uh-oh, this is going to be bad. And I love the Wii U, but it's like, it's not what I wanted it to be.
In the short term, like what's happened recently, the whole Kojima debacle. This whole thing of watching Metal Gear Solid 5 get closer and closer and closer and then come apart at the end, where it's like, you feel weird wanting the game now because you want to support Kojima, and is he okay? Can anyone show me pictures of him okay? I don't even know where he is. But and then long term, I mean, in the was when they canceled. It looked like Ghostbusters wasn't going to get published for a while or whatever. When it just went up, when Sierra went under, Activision didn't want it, bought a bunch of other things, and then it was just loose. Atari came along and saved the day.
Classic Atari.
Classic Atari. Nick, you have anything?
Mine was when they were going to let Darren Aronofsky make a Wolverine movie. And then they decided not to do that. That was really disappointing for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Steven.
Hello,
Hi,
Steven.
Steven.
So recently you guys did your video on your favorite Disney movies, which I loved because I love Disney. And I wanted to know your favorite Pixar movies and whether you prefer Pixar to Disney or Disney to Pixar and why.
Oh,
wait,
baby,
what was that
baby,
last
baby.
part?
This is hard. If you prefer Disney to Pixar or Pixar to Disney,
All right,
and
I'm
why?
just going to let Tim talk for the
So
next
this is
25
hard. This is really difficult. I mean, I love all these things equally. Like, these are all my beautiful babies. Every princess I love the same. All of these things, I get it, right? Now, Pixar is amazing. You can deny the quality of their movies. The same can be said about Disney. And they both have their misses. They both have their stuff. I wouldn't really compare the two, though. Don't say I could choose one being vastly better than the other. Having said that, Disney puts out way more, so there is more stuff that is not as good. Whereas Pixar has way more perfect movies. So I would say Pixar, if I had to, gets the edge. My favorite Pixar movie, man, see, Up's good. Up's real good. But I think I got to give it to Toy Story 3.
Really?
Because it made me cry. It made me cry so hard. Because that movie represented everything about my life. I am a grown-up man baby that cannot let go of my childhood.
Oh my God, you are.
And that's what that movie was about.
Remember the other day when someone, one of the best friends called you old?
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh man, you're old," and Tim was like, "What?"
Yeah, it was really weird. We were at what was that? It was in Atlanta when we were doing MomoCon.
MomoCon.
And I mentioned snowboard kids on the N64, and someone was like, "Damn, you're hella old." And I was like, "I mentioned snowboard kids. That ain't old at all." And I was like, "Fuck, it came out in
classic
98.
game,
Get
snowboard
used to it,
kids.
bro."
Get used to
Who
it.
here was born in 1998?
Why are you raising your hand?
You know, actually, this is a good one to see.
Why are you raising your hand?
Holy crap, Greg.
The rules were very simple for this panel. Lock the doors, no one gets out.
Anyway, we're old.
Colin, do you have a favorite Disney and/or Pixar film?
Well, Disney we talked about. I mean, I still think Robin Hood is the best
Yeah.
Disney movie. But Pixar, I mean, I still think the original Toy Story was still one of the most mind-blowing movies I'd ever seen of any kind. So I would still stick with that because it was just so different. No one was really ever doing, obviously for technical reasons, not doing things like that. So I would say Toy Story.
Greg?
I think Pixar is hands down better.
Okay.
Disney needs to be done away with.
Okay. But Frozen.
fuck is your
Frozen.
Just stop making these movies no one cares about.
That's
Okay.
bold. I assume we're
Hold
talking
on,
about...
hold on. I just want to let you know this. You're saying this fucking bullshit on Disneyland's 60th birthday.
Right.
Happy birthday, Disneyland. Fuck you, Greg.
And the best Pixar movie, I was originally thinking Up, but that made me then I forgot about The Incredibles.
Yeah.
So I have to go Incredibles.
I got it.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I have. I like. I probably give the nod to Pixar just because I think overall to what you said, Tim. The track record is amazing. I went and saw Inside Out the other day, and I was like, I saw it. We wanted to go see a movie. It was the only thing that was during that time. Not to knock it, but I was like, oh, okay, it's 2:30. We can make that. Let's go see a movie real quick. Because sometimes my wife and I like to sit in a movie theater and get a big Diet Coke, maybe a big popcorn. Maybe
When you say
like
maybe, you mean every time.
Every fucking time.
Maybe
You've
some
told
Reese's
this
peanut
setup
butter
to a
cups.
story
Maybe
thousands of times.
The little what are they called? The crunch. No, what are we talking about? Butterfingers. Barb, do you know Butterfingers? You know,
Barb, you
you know
ever
how they
eaten
come in little
Butterfinger?
squares? Sometimes you get a box of Butterfingers. Sometimes I like to do that. So we went and saw Inside Out, and I'm like, this not. I don't think it's going to be good, but whatever, we'll see it. And god damn it if that movie wasn't good. They do it every time, but it's different every time, right? And that's what I like about Pixar is they don't have a formula. They tell really good stories. Incredibles to me is probably one of my favorite all-time movies. And again, I went back. Of course, they do the thing where they're like, Inside Out's out. Let's play every damn Pixar movie we can possibly do on TV. Come home that day and watch Incredibles, and I'm like, I'll watch it for 5 seconds. Whole movie with commercials. Had to watch it because there's that one amazing moment that they build up to, and it's about maybe probably about an hour into the film when the entire family finally comes together and they strike that pose for a second, and I'm like, fucking A, am I right now? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening? Because it's just a powerful moment, and they're amazing storytellers, so I give it to them. But you can't, if we're broadening out all Disney of course wins because they have Star Wars, and Star Wars makes everything better. Star Wars beats everything.
But he clearly meant animated movies.
I know, but I'm just saying Star Wars is better than everything.
Take your Princess and the Frog and shove it up your ass, is what I said.
Talk shit, get shot, Greg.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I like these shorts.
Thank you.
That's how you deal with the heat, by not wearing clothing.
You have to. No other option.
You don't need it.
Well,
You don't
anyway,
need pants.
guys, my name's Max. Huge
Hi,
fan,
Max.
of
Hello,
course.
Max.
Hello. Hello.
Everyone, this is Max.
When you say hi, Max, it kind of sounds like IMAX.
Same.
Get
Mad
that a lot?
Max.
People call you IMAX? I'm going to call you IMAX. Everybody say hi, IMAX.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
Your tickets cost too much.
True. So my question is, I'll preface it with a little epilogue first. But So transitioning over to Kinda Funny, you know, you have a lot more time to choose the games you let's play and more content, more videos, not just your podcast videos. But specifically about your let's plays, you always do, you know, the hottest, freshest games. You know, you're doing Arkham Knight, you're doing Witcher 3. Does it ever dilute your own experience with the game, having to share your first moments with those games that I know some of y'all really liked Arkham Knight and a lot of y'all really love Witcher 3. Is there ever time when you're streaming, you're like, oh shit, I kind of just want to turn this stream off, throw some headphones on and just play myself? Do you ever feel obligated to keep going even though you may not want to keep streaming a game and just have it to yourself?
I think the thing there is we kind of plan around that because we know what game, like obviously Arkham meant a lot to Greg, that he was going to want to like play that a certain way, and Colin as well. So I feel like we have those discussions about, all right,
Tim, I played that
I know
game
you
also.
played it, but like whatever. So
Yeah, I really enjoyed your streams you did, Nick.
yeah, so it's like we'll have the discussions about, all right, how can we make sure that we are giving the audience what they want, but also making sure that you get this experience you want, because really that's kind of more important than anything, is making sure that Greg gets the Arkham experience he needs, Colin gets that, so that when they talk about it, they're talking about it critically and from their minds of what their opinion of that is, not the opinion of a stream. That you're right, like when we're streaming and Let's Playing, we're playing the game, but it's way more about being entertaining and like talking to you guys than actually thinking about the game itself. So, yeah.
There's boundaries that we keep playing with, right? Like I streamed Arkham from the get-go as soon as it came out, but getting in, I already knew that Arkham, the first couple hours, are you tell the streamer, I'm gonna watch this for a second, you know what I mean? And then when we just did the Batgirl Let's Play, right, that was my first time through it, so I'm fucking up and not playing a lot. I'm also not talking a lot, and so it's like the reaction, seeing if that is the content that people want, you know what I mean? Because you know, Metal Gear is gonna come out, and it's gonna be fucking game on in terms of streams, but from what I've already played of Metal Gear, those are the perfect missions to talk over, right? Because it's not like I need to be listening to everything that's happening outside of like, you know, sneaking around. There's a lot happening in this game. So don't let me think, you know, I'm not trying to say there isn't a lot happening in Metal Gear. I'm gonna need to listen to guards and stuff, but I'm gonna be able to talk to you as well.
Naturally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you stream. I don't really stream anything. So.
Right, but that's the whole point. Is like you for sure don't want to play games that way.
No.
Like that's not how you want to. But I know what, like in Witcher, like I did a bunch of Witcher streams, but they were strictly like, I'm just gonna side quest for a while, and then when I was like, all right, now I'm gonna commit to the story, I'm gonna listen to this a little bit more.
Also
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, for the Let's Plays, for me, it's kind of fun because then I get to sit down with these guys and actually experience the games they love. So oftentimes, like, Colin will be like, you know, he'll educate me on the games that he has been playing for the last, you know, how old are you? 94?
94.
Yeah. So I get it a little different perspective because I get to, more often than not, experience these games for the first time with a lot of you guys. I just happen to be on the other side of the camera making fun of the game profusely, which is what I like to do.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, yeah, the cool thing, and this goes back to the first question we were asked, is that Greg does the streaming because Greg likes to do that. Like, I feel like if you're going to spend time, you know, you guys spend a lot of time watching our content and stuff like that, and I think it's fun. It's not, you know, sharply produced or anything, but I feel like with the stream, like, I want to make sure that if you're going to watch something like that, it's like I can do something for you, like it's different or useful for you as opposed to just watching another stream or whatever of someone playing that game. So like when I streamed all the Mega Man games in order that day, that was fun for me because I had something to add to that particular conversation. But usually Greg likes to kind of go in more guns blazing with these particular games, and I like to just kind of sit down and play them and figure out if I'm even competent enough to kind of show you guys what I think of the game. So it's just a different way of looking at it. With the Let's Plays, we get to explore that in different ways, and we'll definitely do more, you know, retro Let's Plays moving forward because I think those are the most fun.
Does my nose look really burnt?
You look drunk?
No. I look drunk.
You do look
No,
a little
this is what
drunk.
people look like when they're hungover.
You know, your nose, it doesn't look really burnt. It's red. It's a
Is
red
it red?
nose.
Is it red in real life?
Can we get the shot back on Nick? Like, what? Round of applause. Does his nose look really red?
All right.
Round of applause if you think Nick has an alcohol problem. You're among friends,
Moment of
Nick.
truth.
You're
Moment of
among
truth.
friends.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
This is
Best
an intervention?
friends, as far as the
Thank
eye
you for your question.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And those are fantastic shorts.
Hello,
They're
good sir.
amazing shorts.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Yeah, great.
Hello.
guys.
My name's Evan, and I wanted to ask, what are you guys looking forward to the most the rest of the year? Games, movies, whatever.
I can't wait for Metal Gear. I seriously cannot wait. It gnaws at me every day. You're clapping over there. I'm going to your convention, and I'm missing Metal Gear's release date because of you. Don't be clapping over there. You're a well, I'm gonna play it in the hotel room so we can do that too. But no, yeah, like Metal Gear gnaws at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't wait to sit there and just get lost in that game and play. And that's the one that I don't know if you caught. I bought that game's like portable screen. Like, anywhere I go, that thing's coming with me. The PlayStation 4 is going with me. Like, life will shut down for Metal Gear.
For me, things I'm looking forward to this year, it's like there's so many. Metal Gear, like I'm really excited for the new Tony Hawk, whether or not it's good. But every single thing is leading up to Star Wars Episode 7. Yeah. Oh my God. As the closer we get, I feel like I'm getting ripped apart by the gravity of how important this movie is.
Damn.
That's deep.
That was the most
I hope you
philosophical
survive.
thing you've ever said.
For me, it can be summed up in 3 words. Chewie, we're home. That's all I care about. That's all I have to say about that.
Mighty Number 9.
Ah.
But I'll also say, in the AAA space, Fallout, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's basically.
What about you? What are you excited for?
Probably Mighty Number 9 as well.
What?
Mighty Number 9 as well.
Oh, okay.
Mega Man, I love Mega Man.
Oh, you're wearing a Mighty Number 9.
Oh, yeah.
Good answer.
All right, cool.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Nice shirt.
Here's
You want
a
to go
man
into
after
you want to go to lightning round? We have 12 minutes remaining.
Even if we said we wouldn't.
We won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a man after our own heart wearing a Vita shirt. Are you the man who pulled out his Vita earlier when someone talked about the Vita? There it is. Yes. Shuhei Yoshida is smiling in Japan.
Well, I had to represent. And actually, I have to thank you guys really for, and I know this is no longer your jam, but beyond to you gentlemen.
Beyond.
You guys are the reason I went back to PlayStation. I am in love. Goodbye Xbox, not totally, but PlayStation, here I come. My question really is aimed at Colin here, not to put him on the spotlight or anything, not to add to his social anxiety, but yeah, I apologize.
It's okay.
I'm familiar with your feelings towards Kickstarter, but given stuff like Bloodstained and Mighty Number 9, has that changed at all? I myself have ever funded 2 projects, one of which is going on 3 years now, and I'll get the occasional email, progress update, but nothing. I was just wondering if stuff like Bloodstained or anything has maybe skewed your views on it a little bit, or...
Yeah, it definitely has. I think that, I still refuse to fund anything on Kickstarter, but I'll gladly buy Mighty Number 9 and Bloodstained when they come out. But no, we've done videos in the past. I think the way Kickstarter has been abused by certain devs is unacceptable, but at the same time, games wouldn't exist without. I don't know where that base
What's
is
happening?
Are we in Inception?
They're
Is
dropping
this
the bass
Inception?
on you. Damn.
Sounds like a nice system. But no, my opinions on it have changed, and we've done videos on it. I think that I like to correct, I think a lot of people, let me back up. There's a problem in society generally that people just entrench themselves in an opinion, and studies show that actually if someone shows that their opinion is wrong, that they're actually just be more likely to continue to rep that opinion.
Strengthens that resolve.
Which is absolutely fucking insane to me. So when I'm presented with evidence that is contrary to how I feel, well, I'm not afraid of changing my opinion about that kind of stuff. And so, my opinion on this has certainly evolved because I think IGA handled it the best in particular because they were open about being like, listen, we already have funding in Japan for this game. We need to prove to them that anyone cares about this game. We went to 25 publishers and none of them wanted it, which is fucking unbelievable to me. Some dumb publishers out there if they didn't want that game. And I'm like, the game wouldn't exist without it. So how can you, and the same thing with Mighty. So it's like, how can I sit here and pretend that that's still the case? Now, do I think that everyone should be going to this? Do I think that the Tim Schafers of the world need to keep going back to that well or anything? No, but I don't think it's wrong for some of these guys to keep going to that. Shenmue's a great example too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, my opinion's totally changed. But
Gotcha.
I still think there's going to be good and bad, and I still think people are abusing that system.
I gotcha. And have any of you guys any Kickstarter projects that you've seen lately, not necessarily contributed to, but kind of caught your eye that you saw that this seems kind of interesting?
I'm a huge fan of crowdfunding in general. Like, I love Kickstarter projects, Indiegogo, all that stuff. Laser Team, the Rooster Teeth movie, I funded that with Indiegogo. And there's a ton of little. I'm a big fan of a lot of music projects and stuff. So a lot of the music I listen to is a lot of independent artists, and I support them all the time on those platforms.
Awesome.
One that's jumped out to me and I backed, and I think it's all done everything now is Apartment. It was that game. We did a Let's Play of it over on Games and Stuff. It's, you know, it started off as like a USC class project, and now they're trying to make a full game of it. Another one of those weird, exploratory, interesting games that's different in every room of the apartment building, which is awesome.
I backed only a handful of things, but the one I'm probably most proud of, aside from Laser Team as well, was Kung Fury. Have you guys seen this?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
My God, this is one of those instances where I think that like this perfectly and adequately describes what crowdfunding should be used for. To take people's ridiculous imaginations and give them a platform to see those come to fruition. That project would not have been made if you went into like a major studio and was like, I'm gonna make a 20 or 30-minute video, short, and it's gonna look just like the way I remember the '80s. And people were like, nah, it's not gonna happen, dog. But it's cool, and you know, he took that to Cannes, and it's cool to see to help support people. And we live in that time now where we don't need to rely on big corporate studios or corporations to fund the things we love anymore. We can do that now.
Awesome.
Like us.
Like us.
Yeah, great. Thanks. My name's Diego, by the way. So thank you for coming to Texas. This has been great.
Please, it's our honor.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I like your shirt.
Sonic shirt.
Yup.
What's your name?
Name's Steve.
Hey, Steve.
What's up?
Hi, Steve.
Want to talk about a little bit of the past. What were your favorite childhood television shows?
Favorite childhood television shows?
Good
Real
Lord.
Ghostbusters.
I had a lot. I'm going to give a shout out to Beetleborgs because it was the first thing to pop into my head.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Alf because that's the first thing that popped into my head.
I don't know. I mean, I loved
Small Wonder.
G.I. Joe.
Small Wonder was so disturbing. Yeah, G.I. Joe is like
disturbing as shit.
Yeah, Small Wonder was fucking
I go back
horrifying.
and watch that. I'm like, there's a lot going on in this that no one really realized in the 80s.
What are
Absolutely.
you talking about? There was nothing. It was a lovely story of a little robot that lived in a closet.
And her head could turn around.
Yeah,
completely.
and they hid it from Mrs. Poole next door.
And no matter
Mrs.
what, they
Poole.
let her leave the house.
Well, what do you want? First off, why do you?
Or
Because
she'd
she's a
take
robot.
over the world. This is like it was like a prequel to Ex Machina. You don't know what that movie is, but it's okay.
I don't know. I also, recently I've been thinking in a strangely deep way about TGIF, but old TGIF, like real TGIF.
Like,
So like
Perfect
Perfect
Strangers?
Strangers,
Yeah.
Full House, Step by Step, Family Matters. Those were pretty formative shows for like our generation.
Yeah, but they weren't Boy Meets World, so.
But I don't. What? You're so young because like Boy Meets, like I don't even remember Boy Meets World even being it was, but I don't even. That's not even.
I don't remember it being.
That's not even a
either.
It
TGIF
was
thing to me.
TGIF.
It's so funny. Yeah, no, I know, but I don't know. And of course, I was really into it when I was a kid. I remember even my hockey coaches used to make fun of me because I was like in 5th or 6th grade and like I was obsessed with Seinfeld.
It's almost like if I were to pick a show that was written for you, it would be Seinfeld.
Like Costanza is like my favorite. Like George Costanza particularly is my favorite character in anything ever. Like he's so perfect, and he's just
so perfectly flawed.
It's because he and I mean this as a compliment. You are a smarter, way more successful, way better looking version of him. You have all of his idiosyncrasies, like all of those weird character flaws that he has. You've just managed to turn them to your advantage.
for the time being.
For the time being. Well, eventually you'll destroy the world, and we'll be the first people to try. We'll try to stop you, but it'll be like that scene from X-Men: The Last Stand, where you're just tearing us apart with waves of energy, and we'll fail.
That's exactly the scene I was thinking of.
We'll fail. You're my Jean Grey.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your question.
Thanks.
I like how supportive SGC is.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Justin.
Hey,
Hi,
Justin.
Justin.
Hey, Nick, do you see what he's wearing right now?
Coat.
I can't see anything. Everyone's backlit.
It's hard
I just
because
see
there's a lot of light. Can you
shadows.
turn around real quick?
Yeah.
Can I get
Is
the
it
old
Attack
one
on
too?
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I just finished Attack on Titan
Attack
like
on Titan.
3 nights ago.
How'd you like it?
It's awesome.
Is this Ex Machinima?
It's not. Ex Machinima.
Anyway, my question is, if you could bring back anyone from history and have them on your show as a guest, who would it be?
Pac.
Tupac.
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know what I would do if I was in a room with Tupac. I'd be like,
I'll just let him talk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm bringing them back and like they just appear.
Sure.
Like they don't know what I
You'll have to have some email correspondence first, but yeah, they'll actually come.
2:30
You just have to
a.m.
schedule it out.
emails.
I've always wanted to bring Benjamin Franklin to this time period and let him
Oh,
see
yeah.
like fucking technology and iPhones.
Oh,
and
he'd
stuff.
freak out. Absolutely.
You'd be like, hey, remember when you discovered the kite?
That was pretty
dope. Discover the kite.
Ben Franklin's big discovery.
Did you ever think that the kite would lead to all these aeroplanes?
You don't discover a kite, you invent it. And he didn't invent the kite either.
He came to the forest one day and there was a kite there. And the strange thing was it had one of those rainbow tails.
It's so weird.
Kite's the natural
Shaped like a
occurring
dragon.
phenomenon.
No, yeah, it was shaped like a dragon or a Halloween toy. I don't know, Colin, what about you?
To Greg's point, Da Vinci would be another person, I think, for the same reason. Like, there's just people that had such vision that I think that even if they lived, like Da Vinci did in, about 500 years ago, or Benjamin Franklin in the 18th century, like, I don't think they'd be too surprised, to see like what's going on. I think they'd be happy, and like it would be fun to show them those kinds of things. Yeah. So like, while it'd be fun to have, like a nut job like Andrew Jackson on our show or something, I think that, or Teddy Roosevelt. I'm watching Ken Burns' The Roosevelts right now. Oh my God. He's a fucking.
Can you
nut job,
imagine
too.
that podcast though? Benjamin Franklin, Leonardo da Vinci, and Tupac.
That would be
and
awesome.
Tim Gettys. And Tim.
That would be awesome. But living Elon Musk, I would love to have on our show. That would be fun.
Oh yeah.
Just pick his brain forever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nick, you got anybody?
I got no one actually. I can't think of anyone right now. I'm spacing. I'm blanking.
All right, fine.
You guys all took Nikolai Tesla? Sure, we'll go with that.
For the same reason.
For the exact same reason, because he discovered the
I'll
kite.
vote for Nick and say Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze? Oh, P. Swayze would be amazing. But here's the problem with sitting in a room with P. Swayze, is that the light that his soul emanates is like all illuminating, and that I don't think that I could face that without really having to look inside me and realize that I'm a rotten person, and that everything good and just and beautiful in this world he represents, and I'm the rest of the shit.
Probably
So we'll go with P. Swayze.
The biggest travesty in the history of the world is the fact that Swayze never got to play Batman. Because I was watching Roadhouse the other day, I was like, this motherfucker's Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He would have been a great Batman.
Would he have? I guess, yeah, he would. I mean, Patrick Swayze would have been, he was great at whatever he wanted to do.
It's true.
I don't think he ever did a movie where he wasn't shirtless, and that was fantastic.
Nick did the noise that he does right before he goes off the rails and just like keeps on telling a story.
Now, point of clarification, I was going to make a sexual joke about Patrick Swayze without his shirt, but I decided to keep it clean. That's what the was. I went. How do I have a subtle nod to letting Patrick Swayze make out with me? No, let's go back. Let's go right back to PG-13 territory.
There you go, sir. All right.
P. Swayze.
Thank you.
Let's him host.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Moriarty Miller.
Hey guys, my name is Jason.
I'm sorry, you have to.
Hello, Jason.
When you got up this morning, was the Scarpino Gettys shirt not available to you? Is that why you're wearing that horrible shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good answer.
Clarify.
Yes.
Okay. Jason, you are our last question.
All
But
right.
everybody remember, we're signing autographs and taking photos right after this in the autograph room right over there. So if you didn't get to talk to us yet, you're going to talk to us over there. It's not a big deal. Plus, there's meet and greet tomorrow at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay. Who would you marry out of Dave Fennoy, Shuhei Yoshida, or Troy Baker?
Now, is this Mary Boff Kill or just Mary?
Just Mary.
Just Mary.
Just Mary.
Just Mary?
It's a new game called Mary.
We have 12 seconds. Greg, go.
I got dibs on Troy.
Troy, because Troy would, it's too much. He's too good looking. You can't date that guy.
No,
Because
you're
then
marrying
everyone's
him.
hitting on the guy.
But you're
I'm going with
dating-
Shuhei because Shuhei knows how to take care of me.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, I mean, shoot.
Come on, it's the
awesome
obvious
guy
answer.
to marry. And I would do it right now if you let me.
I think I got to go Dave Fennoy. Dave just radiates love. Dave makes you
that's
feel
true.
good when you're around Dave Fennoy.
He has a really sexy voice too.
Yeah.
That's not gonna. That's
Well,
not
so
gonna
does
hurt the
Shuhei.
marriage. That's not gonna hurt the marriage. I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like how the
Jason,
last
what's up?
5 minutes of this panel, we talked about marrying Shuhei Yoshida and Patrick Swayze shirtless. Welcome,
comfortable.
welcome to our
actually
show.
talked about
both of those things.
Did I talk about both those things?
Yeah.
I got to look inside myself, don't I?
I don't know if you want to. but
Hopefully
you
my
should.
wife's not watching this.
Thank you for your question.
Also, Colin and Greg, have you set a date for the wedding yet?
It's just TBD 2016 stuff.
Yeah, we had a good time the other night though, man. We got pretty hammered.
Oh, our anniversary? The
Yeah.
8-year anniversary there?
Yeah, it was fun.
Any night that ends with you, me, Steimer, and Portillo in one bed, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good. No date yet. We don't want to alienate our girlfriends, but we have to figure out a way. We will figure out a way.
Sort it out.
Yeah.
Tim, in the spirit of competition, I don't think we can let them get married before we get married.
No.
So in 2016, I'm happy to announce that Tim Gettys and I will be tying the knot.
That should be the next shirt.
Thank you.
Should be
Thank
marriage
you.
shirts.
It's a party of love, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking it to the next level. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for coming.
Thanks,
Ladies
guys.
and gentlemen, this has been the Kinda Funny SGC 2015 panel. Remember, we're doing autographs next door right now. Take photos with us, hang out, say hey. We're doing the meet and greet tomorrow at Buffalo Wild Wings, 5 p.m. It's up on my Twitter. You can get it there. As always, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Thank you so much. This convention